Trade war affects world economy. Malaysia to open embassy accredited to Palestine in Jordan. Good morning. Welcome to News on 2. I'm Brendan Lipol. Now we will start the story with a devastating story of a senior citizen who was buried alive after his house was hit by landslide in Kampung Teras Ijo near Batu Kurau, Perak yesterday. Now Selangor Police Chief DSP Muhammad Sabri Saad identified the victim as 60-year-old Hanuddin Bahazim. DSP Sabri said the incident happened at about 6 p.m. and Hanuddin's body was recovered from the kitchen area of the house at about 10:31 p.m. The landslide is believed to have been triggered by heavy rain. Hanuddin's wife Mila Chepi, 51, said her husband was sleeping in the kitchen when the incident happened. State Public Amenities and Infrastructure, Agriculture and Plantation Committee Chairman Abdul Yunus Jamahri meanwhile said heavy rain also caused a part of Jalan Rantau Panjang to Lata Tebing Tinggi there to collapse. The affected 200-meter stretch has been closed to all traffic. Perak Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Ahmad Faizal Azumu said the landslide affected 3 houses in the village. It is learned that 82 officers and men from the Fire and Rescue Department, Police, Civil Defence Department and Health Ministry were involved in the operation. While the threat of war still looms despite the end of Cold War, trade disputes which are fast turning into trade wars are causing havoc on the world's economy. Now, Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said the uncertainties they cause have led to nations becoming unable to plan and develop their countries, impoverishing their peoples and causing social disorders that are capable of giving rise to civil strife, insurgencies and conflicts.
The trade wars are proving to be equally damaging and devastating, and using trade as a weapon today is an insidious way of choking nations out of their lives.
The Premier said this when addressing the 18th Summit of the State and Government of Non-Aligned Movement, NAM, Summit in Baku, Azerbaijan. Tun Dr. Mahathir, who last spoke at a NAM Summit 16 years ago when Malaysia hosted it in Kuala Lumpur, said the increasingly damaging and protracted US-China trade dispute has left Malaysia and other nations wondering when will it end and what kind of devastations will be left in its wake. A trade war between the world's largest economies, he said, is bound to fracture the world trading system. Now, the government hopes to implement a holistic 5-year enforcement plan next year to tackle the problem of illegal immigrants. Now, Home Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said the plan was now being drawn up by a special committee and expected to be completed by the end of this year. Elaborating further on the matter, Tan Sri Muhyiddin said the plan will look at all aspects including the laws, enforcement, standard operating procedure in managing illegal immigrants, as well as look at the assets which can help enforcement and management. The plan will also require the cooperation of the state governments, local authorities and village community management councils. The Home Minister said this after attending an inter-department and agency gathering under the ministry at the Pontian District Police Headquarters in Pontian, Johor. Last June, in a statement, the Home Ministry announced a plan as part of the government's efforts to strengthen the management and enforce to resolve the problem of illegal immigrants in this country. On another note, Tan Sri Muhyiddin said his ministry has not received any formal request from any party to review the ban on the publication of the Inisiatif Jalur dan Jalur Meraih Manfaat Bersama. He also said the ministry would need to review and examine the law to see whether there was room for appeal. Tan Sri Muhyiddin said he has no objection regardless whether any of the leaders intend to appeal and so forth, or the author himself wishes to do so, provided there are solid bases why the comic should be reviewed. He said what was important on the part of his ministry was in terms of public safety and security. As of Thursday, a total of 1,250 comics had been seized by the ministry. The Pago MP said this while commenting on a call from DAP leaders to review the ban on the controversial comic. On Thursday, DAP advisor Lim Kit Siang urged KDN to review the decision to ban the comic, which was announced on Wednesday. In a statement, the Home Ministry said the publication was subject to a ban order because it had content that could be detrimental to public order and security. Now, if you're travelling along Kesas, good news as there will be a 10% discount on tolls along Lebuh Raya Shah Alam or Kesas for Class 1 vehicles in conjunction with the Deepavali celebration. Kesas Sendirian Berhad in a statement yesterday informed that all vehicles with 2 axles and 3 or 4 wheels, excluding taxis, would enjoy the toll discount from 12:01 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, the 27th of October. The statement said an estimated 250,000 vehicles are expected to enjoy the 10% toll discount, paying only RM1.80. With the discount, Kesas also expects the amounts of subsidy provided for the period to be about 50,000 ringgit. For further information, the public may contact the Kesas hotline at 03 5633 7188 or online via their website at www.kesas.com.my or their Facebook Lebuh Raya Shah Alam and Twitter account at Kesas Traffic. Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has announced that Malaysia will open an embassy accredited to Palestine to enable it to extend aid to the Palestinians more easily. When addressing leaders and representatives from 120 member countries of the Non-Aligned Movement or NAM at the 18th NAM Summit in Baku, Azerbaijan, he said the embassy will be set up in Jordan.
We know that Israel will not allow Malaysia to open an embassy in the occupied territory. As such, we will open the embassy in Jordan. This would allow us to extend aid to the Palestinians more easily.
The Premier further noted that the opening of the accredited embassy would allow Malaysia to extend aid to the Palestinians more easily, although he acknowledged that Israel will find a way to ensure no aid reaches Palestine. Palestine currently has an embassy in Kuala Lumpur, while the ambassador of Malaysia to Egypt is accredited to Palestine. In a speech at the United Nations last month, Tun Dr. Mahathir had said that Malaysia cannot accept the blatant seizure of Palestine land by Israel for their settlement as well as the occupation of Jerusalem by Israel. Malaysia, he said, accepted that the state of Israel as a fait accompli, but underscored that because of the creation of Israel, there is now enmity towards the Muslims and Islam. On another note, Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad held bilateral meetings with leaders from Bangladesh, Pakistan, North Korea and Iran on the sidelines of the summit. Tun Dr. Mahathir, who arrived in the Azerbaijan capital on Thursday night, had earlier delivered his statement at a plenary session of the summit, which was chaired by Azerbaijan President Ilham Aliyev. He first met with Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina before meeting North Korea's #2 leader and President of the Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly, Cho Ryong-hae. The Premier also had separate discussions with Pakistan President Arif Alvi and Iran President Hassan Rouhani. Right, that concludes this afternoon's edition of News on Zoom. Till then, in our top story, trade war affects world economy. Now, if you're traveling for the festive season, Deepavali, wishing each and every one of you a wonderful Deepavali. Till then, I'm Brendan Lipol. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.